How we doing, gamers? Welcome to Birchlands part 61. We're past 60, it's pretty crazy. As promised, we're gonna raid an ocean monument, or another ocean monument, because last episode we raided one that didn't have any sponges in it. At least no sponges that I could find. Last time I also mentioned that we should probably bring a strength potion, which is definitely what we're gonna do, absolutely, because the guardians there, they have 30 health instead of just, 20 health like most Minecraft mobs do. So pretty much, it appears that we do not have a strength potion in here. So that's going to be task number 1, is making the strength potion. Should not be too hard. I believe all we're going to need are some water bottles, and it's the blaze powder that makes that. In theory, I'm 99% sure. I don't see why anything else would. So yeah, it's been a little while since we were here last. I've been doing some other things, as I'm sure you've seen. Hopefully everyone's liking the Super Mario 3D World series I started. I think it's pretty unique. This is being recorded before either of those videos went up. The 2 episodes that should be up, at least in theory, at the time this goes up. So, yeah, feel free to go check that out. I haven't really done a whole lot of Nintendo things outside of just classic NES on this channel. So yeah, I thought I'd take a step in a new direction right there. Especially now that I've got a good capture card and everything for once. Like the old capture card, it would constantly skip frames, and honestly, it was just really about as good as the ocean monument we raided last time. But anyways, we're gonna throw these water bottles right on in here, turn them into awkward potions. We're gonna throw the blaze powder on them, and I believe that should give strength, because I do know magma cubes, they drop the magma cream, which gives fire resistance, and that's what I often get it confused with, because they come from both very, very fiery mobs. So yeah, we're gonna have the moment of truth in a couple minutes here. And it would appear that I was indeed correct. So that's 3 strength potions. What I'm gonna do is, do you think we should make it longer, or do you think we should make it stronger? I'm personally thinking longer, because finding these mobs can take a little bit. So we're gonna grab the redstone, and that'll be that pretty much. We'll take those, we'll take some water breathing, and head on off in the direction of our outpost base, because last time when we were actually going over there, not really last time, but several times ago, I found like 3 ocean monuments, I think it was, on the way there, and that was before I had my new computer, which basically my old computer couldn't render a whole lot of chunks, at least not without lagging a ton. But yeah, at render distance 10, we managed to find 3, so I can only imagine how many we can find or have the potential to spot with 30 render distance, which is what I'm running Minecraft on now. Yeah, hopefully that'll go well. It's gonna definitely be easier to find things, that's what I've found at least. We've got all 3 of the strength potions. I am gonna go in here. Now, how much water breathing do we have? We have plenty of water breathing, actually. There we go, 3 water breathing, 3 strength, and now we'll get a cow so that way we can get milk. That way we can remove the mining fatigue once all 3 of the Elder Guardians are gone. Pretty much the same concept as last time. I've done a little bit off camera too. Obviously this world didn't completely lie, like, abandoned over the past couple weeks. I've leveled up some of the villagers, more specifically the 2 butchers right here. These guys, they're both master level now. It's amazing right here. So we can start selling the rabbit to them like we've always have. Still waiting on getting a little bit of progress on the fishermen right here with the campfires, but maybe we can do that when we return. We're also running out of cooked mutton, and I do remember saying like a very, very long time ago that I would like phase out the mutton and start eating steak, because we have the cow farm now, and that just never happened, so I'm officially doing that now, I guess. We can go out and hit the high seas. After a little bit of journeying, that over there appears to be none other than what we're looking for. Now we're taking these guys out in 3 hits, which is pretty good. They gotta be like 3 good hits though, like you can't just spam click the sword, because we are working with 1.9 PvP here, or PvE in this case. But yeah, that is definitely an improvement, because I can remember these guys taking like a lot of hits last time. I don't know why I got stuck there for a second. Anyways, this is definitely a good monument right here. I'm really getting that kind of vibe from it. I'm predicting it. There's the mining fatigue. I was just about to talk about that. Somehow we hadn't gotten that in a couple seconds, but yep. Now, Sponge Room, Elder Guardians. Where are they at? I don't know where they're at, quite frankly. But I'm sure we'll figure that out. Now this monument actually isn't in the path of our outpost and our main post. I went a little bit off the beaten path there. I didn't want to stray too far away from the base. So this is actually very far east of the island or more really accurately, the peninsula that the main post is on. So all I gotta do is head west and we're all good here. But what is this? We've got some dark prismarine right up here. That's because it's this room with this guy in it. Let's get rid of him. And there we go. That's Elder Guardian number 1 defeated. There's our, I think that's actually our first piece of sponge right there. Somehow the 3 Elder Guardians in the other monument didn't drop any, I don't think. But maybe I'm wrong. I also realized coming in here that the strength actually lasts 8 minutes. I thought it lasted 6, but that's good, so we can sync it up with our water breathing here. And that's really good, actually, so we don't have to worry about pulling 2 potions out. We can just pull them both out at the same time. Makes us just a tad bit less vulnerable here. Not that the armor is not protecting us at all, really. I feel like I take armor for granted in this game, really. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the gold from that little cube right there. So we're going to have to go find the other 2 Elder Guardians. But luckily, we took out the one that's on the top of the monument, and that's typically the hardest one to find. The next Elder Guardian we're going to take out is this guy right on over here. And then the last one, which is going to be on the complete other side of the monument. But luckily, there's going to be a path going right over there. It appears that guy also dropped a sponge. We are taking a ton of hits right now, though. I should probably leave these dudes' eyesight range here. Now, in the last monument, the 2 Elder Guardian rooms that we're targeting in this one actually connected right up using these hallways right here. That does not appear to be the case with this monument, though, so I guess we'll just have to take it the long way. Or maybe the semi-long way, because this did give us a little bit of progress right here. Now, right behind this wall is exactly who we're looking for. And there we go, that's all 3 Elder Guardians defeated right there. That's very great, so we can chug the milk now, and then we can chug another 2 of these potions right here. And that'll pretty much be it. Now we can just loot the place. What is a little bit disheartening, though, is that we did not come across any sponge rooms while wandering around here. So I'm just going to check this little passageway right here, just to check for any possible sponge rooms. After long last, I have finally come across the sponge room. I don't know how I missed this so many times. My gosh, it is very nice to grab this, not gonna lie. Unfortunately, it would appear that all of these sponges are wet, so we're gonna have to go back to the base to get them dried up. But yeah, there we go, sponges. The only source of them in the game, except for the Elder Guardians, but they also are in this structure too. And that might be the only one, because I searched a frick ton of rooms looking through all this monument right here. This just so happened to be, like, just a small area off the beaten path. I guess I just didn't see. But yeah, we're gonna head on off to the gold room now and mine that and get out of here. I also forgot to mention, we have a stack and a half of prismarine shards now and over half a stack of fish. That's how many guardians I killed in here. And here we are. There seems to be a lot of visitors here waiting for us. Or maybe we're actually the visitors in this situation. What am I saying? Yeah, we'll mine on in through the top right here and break all of this gold. And then we'll worry about all the guardians on the outside, I guess. Are any of them dumb enough to come in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I don't even think they could potentially fit in there, but now it is time to leave. Probably going to be a lot of Elder Guardians, or not Elder Guardians, that would be brutal, but regular Guardians when we make it to the exit of this place, or the entrance too, because it's the only way in and out without breaking blocks, and you know how much I like to break blocks with structures like this. We're also on our last 2 potions right here, but I reckon it's more than enough time. And now it is time to escape. Here we are at last. That's a very good raid. And since we've got so much fish, last time we tamed a cat, and I think I saw another cat in the village. So we're gonna go see if we can find it and tame that. And there we go, we'll have 2 cats, and then we can raise an army of cats by breeding them. Checking around right now, though, I'm not really seeing any sign of it anywhere. But we're definitely gonna keep an eye out. Imagine if we have like a similar situation like the last cat, where I just stroll into the village and I see it. It was literally like right there. These cats, they are very, very good hiders, let me tell you that right now. But I'm sure we'll come across it. I do know I saw another cat. It was off camera. I was doing some stuff here in the village, leveling up the villagers, and it was just there. Just walking down the road right here. These fish are going in with the music discs for now. These sponges are going in the furnace. Gamers, this episode is going to mark a very, very important milestone in this world. We are going to be locating ourselves a stronghold. And to do that, we're gonna need some ender eyes. It's pretty old vanilla mechanic, not gonna lie. It's been in the game for a very long time, so Yeah, and I haven't been very good at it in all my years playing this game. I've only found a couple strongholds, like, successfully, and that was, like, recently, too. I guess I really just didn't have the patience to do so way back in the day, but we're pretty sorted in terms of blaze powder right now. Basically, what you need for an ender eye is an ender pearl and blaze powder. We're pretty sorted in terms of blaze powder, thanks to all the trips to the nether fortress, but I'm not so sure about the ender pearls. Looking through these barrels right here, it does not appear that we have a single one. But luckily, there's a biome in the surface nether that has a lot of enderman in it. Let me tell you that. They're just chilling, let me tell you that. That place is known as the Warped Forest, and it's going to be pretty easy to spot with our high render distance and low fog. Just to make things a little bit easier too, we're going to bring some potions of night vision. Because it gets very dark here, and it's very hard to see. And as you can see, it's actually kind of hard to look at with the night vision, so I'm sorry to anyone's vision I am now damaging. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to not look up at the sky a whole bunch here, but that might be a little bit challenging, not going to lie here. This is so much blue. I don't know what it is about that color right there. Well, let's hop right on into the Crimson Forest, and beautiful. It's a little bit more bearable on the eyes. Fortunately, we now have these guys to deal with, and they're kind of ganging up on me, not gonna lie. You know, we could really use a shield in this world. I don't know how I've gone so long without one. And a totem, too, at some point. But the totems, they're going to be very hard to get, because we're going to need an evoker to do that. And it's not like any woodland mansions are going to be able to generate anywhere, except maybe the desert nether. I'm not really so sure about that one, though. That means we're going to have to get the evokers by doing raids on the village, which is going to be extremely, extremely risky business. I really should have worn the golden helmet here, too. This is actually brutal, not going to lie. This appears to be a very, very small little strip right here. Also got a bastion right there, that's not bad, but look at the sky too, it's so cursed. Doesn't appear that we have any endermen here though, that's a huge oof right there, not gonna lie. Usually they generate in like super high quantities in these biomes, I guess under certain conditions. In 1.18 survival experiment, that's pretty much my survival world for like modern Minecraft, which is at the moment 1.21.4, and behind my main nether portal, there's a warped forest, and the endermen spawn so much that it's basically griefed. Like, they griefed, like, all the terrain there by moving all the blocks, pretty much. Pretty crazy. So this is really different to look at right here. There's an enderman. Let's go take you out. Now, do we have looting 3? Yes, we do. So this will be good. So we just take out a whole bunch of these guys, being careful not to die ourselves. But there we go. That's 2 pearls. We're gonna need a lot of pearls, though, not gonna lie. Another guy out there. Let's actually look at this guy and get him to come on over here. Just a little something like that. We'll hide under here. And he's going to be able to get in here. That's not good. Thankfully, our armor is protecting us a whole bunch. Here is Enderman number 3 that's got to go. And that guy, did that guy drop any pearls? I think he did. But we're going to head on over to that biome right on over there. That appears to be a lot thicker, which is good, because we won't have to deal with the ghast fireballing us anymore. Hopefully we have more luck over there, and if we do not, I'm going to be very sad, let me tell you that right now. Here we are. This also appears to be a very empty biome right here. Except for that guy way over there, so we'll head on over there. I'm really trying to stay away from the Crimson Forest, though. You just saw why a couple minutes ago. But this guy is going down now. And there's another guy right here, too. This guy's appearing to be a little bit more dodgy than the others, but nevertheless, he also fell. And there's a third guy here now, too. I just can't stop looking at him, I guess. We now have a total of 13 pearls, which is still nowhere near enough, but that is good progress right there. I definitely like at least 32. Because occasionally when you use the ender eyes, they break, and I don't want to lose all that material right there, a whole bunch, and then just be stranded out in the middle of nowhere. I think that would actually suck a ton. You think they're all, like, spawning underground? Because there are probably caves under there, and they could be spawning in there, too, because that's also technically a warped forest. I think that theory has a little bit of potential, not gonna lie, but here's another one. There we go, we have Ender Pearl number 17, so that's stack number 2. And it appears the Crimson Forest right on over here. There's one right on over here, I guess. Nothing really to say there, except that we should probably stay away from it. I didn't know this was actually this big. I thought like there'd just be like nether wastes here, but I guess I was wrong, okay? I'm not very good at navigating, but I do know that the tower in theory should be in that direction, I think. We're gonna try our absolute hardest to not get lost in here. Now it's time to drink night vision potion number 2. It appears that I have found a cave going very far down. Look at all that. Looks like there's like like a room underneath there, right beneath this. That's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go down there though. It looks a little bit risky, but we'll have to check that out sometime in the future, maybe. If I come across this area again. But here's another guy. Alright, so I've ventured out into the nether wastes a little bit more right here, and it appears that this warped forest is actually kinda huge. Like, look at that. It's got like this whole strip right here, and the Crimson Forest is right behind it. I have no idea how long this goes, but it definitely goes outside our render distance, let me tell you that. So, we've also got a whole bunch of zombified piglins right here. They're just spawning in crazy quantities, so... yeah, I guess that's really just an effect of how the terrain influences spawning, because if I had to guess, there's probably no caves below this terrain right here, so they're all just spawning up here, because they actually need air to spawn. Big shocker, I know. We're gonna take the piglin out. I really should have brought some gold with me, too. It would have been great bartering, but we have 31 pearls. I don't think one more is too much to ask of this game, really. We're also gonna try taking out this ghast, or not. I actually did take out a couple ghasts earlier, and it dropped 6 ghast tiers total, which is pretty nice. They were getting a little bit annoying there. The last 2 Endermen have been spotted, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls. We have found them. I think it's because I moved away from the warped forest. They all started spawning in, so this is actually really good. We're going to get more than we bargained for right here. How much night vision do I have left? 3 minutes, not bad. Alright, we'll just take out this guy, and then we'll leave. We'll just completely book it. And on our way out, it appears I have come across some magma cubes, which are going to be a pretty rare find, at least in this area, pretty much. I don't know the locations of any basalt deltas, so yeah, this is actually kind of a rare encounter that I'm going to take advantage of. And why? There are like 3 Endermen over here now, all of a sudden. What is up with that? I mean, I won't say no, that's for sure. And home sweet home is officially here. It's nighttime, and we've got quite a few ender pearls right here. From that, we've crafted up 36 eyes, which is pretty nice. I'm just gonna throw the other ender pearls into storage, and then we're gonna actually go to the outpost base, because I reckon that might be, in theory, closer to one of the strongholds. Pretty much the strongholds like to generate in rings around the world, and I reckon that since the outpost is farther away from 0-0, it might be closer to one of the rings, and it'll be like a really easy journey. It would appear that the eyes aren't actually working here, so that means the strongholds aren't generating in this dimension. So in theory, I believe I actually made the strongholds generate in the desert nether. So let's see what happens here. So we use that, and it's telling us to go in that direction. So yeah, we're gonna go in that direction. Big shock, I know. I'm gonna do this for a fair bit amount of time right here. Just to save the eyes, pretty much. I don't know how far away this stronghold is, really. It could be like 1,000 blocks away, for all I know. But yeah, we're gonna run in this direction for a while. Now it appears that we walked by it, because it's going in the opposite direction. To be fair, I have done a little bit of walking right on over there. We're in new chunks, actually. Old chunks are right on over there, marked by the chunk border. Whereabouts is this thing? It's still in this direction, though, that's for sure. But where specifically? I need to know. We've also got a very rare site here. This is a slime that I'm gonna take out. Get some slime balls from. And I think we're getting very close, because the direction is changing a whole bunch, really. It's now going in this direction. So I reckon it should be very, very close. I think it's right here, actually. Yeah, it's gonna be like right here. That time it went straight up. We're on very low ground right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dig myself a little bit of a hole right here. Right into the deep slate layer. What is this? Oh, that's quartz. I thought it was a fossil for a second. That's actually kind of rare these days, not gonna lie. And my, we've come across some diamonds. A very nice vein of diamonds, too. Look at this. We'll take all of those. Now we've reached the bedrock layer, which is a little bit concerning to me. I don't know where the frick this stronghold is. If it's not here, so we might have to dig out in a couple directions. That's a little bit of a problem. Hopefully there's like a cave around here or something, but this right here, this is where a stronghold, at least the game suspects one might be. Potentially. We could have just dug right past it, like we could have gone like right in between it. 13 diamonds, not very bad right there actually. But I'm glad I was able to get those diamonds. Not so sure that I'm not able to find this stronghold. And here we are. Okay, that's good. I dug a little bit of a path off the trail right there. But yeah, this is it. This is the stronghold, pretty much. So we're gonna try to find some chests in here, find the end portal room. That'll be very helpful for future reference. Here's, I think, where we would have came out, I think, right here, if we just dug in the right spot. The ender eyes tend to lead to this part of the structure right here. So we'll have to build a little structure on the surface to connect this all up, just to make sure it all looks very nice and everything. Now, okay, good. It's not a complete dud. It does indeed connect to some other things right here. What is this? This is a door that leads to nowhere. In here. Oh my goodness, we found the portal room. That's easy. Very nice. I'm going to disable this spawner right here. Not really sure if we're going to be able to use it for any farms. I mean, I highly doubt it, but like, I always disable the spawners. I think you should too, personally, if you're watching this video. But there we go. That's the stronghold, pretty much. Here's the portal room. Guess we'll just ignite this, pretty much. I'm gonna be careful not to fall in there, though, as I do not plan on defeating the Ender Dragon just yet. I would like to do a little bit more preparations for that, because I've actually never beaten the Ender Dragon before in survival Minecraft, like, completely like this. Although, this being, like, completely vanilla survival is a little bit debatable. But yeah, we made it. We made it, gamers. I'm trying to knock down some of these walls here to see if there's anything, like, behind any of these, like, because this is, like, a wicked small stronghold. Like, look at this, just literally a path to the room, and I'm not really sure if, like, it could disconnect, potentially, from some other rooms, which is why I'm doing this. I just released a silverfish. We'll get rid of you. Okay, so that's pretty interesting, because, like, we have this door here, just going to absolutely nowhere except the other side of this, so does that mean it's over, pretty much? Because, like, that's very anticlimactic. I was really hoping this would be bigger and, you know, has a few more chests in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really leaving me off on a cliffhanger here. Like, it's really disappointing me. Like, there's, like, a ton of good items you can get from strongholds. And this doesn't have any of them, but at least it has the portal room, at least. Like, I'm happy about that, don't get me wrong, but, like, this is, like, the smallest stronghold ever. What the actual frick, dude? Yeah, so thanks so much for watching, I guess. That's gonna mark the end of this episode. Next episode, we'll probably build a little structure going up to the surface to connect this up and everything, but what the actual heck, dude? This is like the smallest stronghold ever, I think, like, I've ever seen in Minecraft. My goodness. Yeah. So if you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe, for more shenanigans and everything like that. It really helps me out a ton. I really just love it when you interact with my videos and everything. I adore it, like many other creators. But in all seriousness, yeah, that's all I've really got to say for this video. Wish I had more to say, but this stronghold said absolutely not to that. So yeah, I'll see you later.